Hello, biology. This is Mrs. Connell coming at you. And I am making this video just for you because you have not done your ACT timed right or possibly your essay map, mostly the time right. And so I wanted to come in and show you how you can accomplish this task because the quarter is ending. We want to make sure that you get this assignment turned in as soon as possible. So I switched on over to a student view so that you could see how we can accomplish this quickly and effectively. So first of all, you can click on your ACT writing part of your content. It'll bring you right here. Here's a little quick video you can watch just to give you some background information on the topic, which is human population growth. That's just for you. It can give you some points that you might want to discuss in your essay. And then here we have two different prompt files. They are the same exact thing. One of them will give you a possible download. The other one will bring you to a Google Doc. So for the sake of time, I'm going to open up in a Google Doc so that we can just breeze through it real quick. When you click on that, it'll open it straight in the course for you. All right, so what are you supposed to write about? That's a pretty big question we need to have answered. So the prompt is about population growth, okay? If you read through it, I'll read it for you. Since the Industrial Revolution, the growth rate of Earth's human population has increased dramatically. It took mankind until the 1800s to reach 1 billion, but only 120 years after that to reach 2 billion, and less than 40 years after that to reach 3 billion. We continue to increase our numbers, measuring in at 7.5 billion in 2018. Some express a great deal of concern about this trend, arguing that the increasing population uses more resources than the planet can provide and encourages harmful practices such as deforestation and industrial pollution. Others say that while our population is at higher numbers than ever before, and the subsequent problems are very real, the issues are caused less by actual number of people and more by the unequal distribution of resources. So there is an introduction to what we're going to be looking at when we're writing our paper. You're given 3 perspectives. The reason you're given perspectives is to help your brain start flowing. You want to come up with your own perspective on the topic, okay? So I'm going to read the perspectives to you. I want you to be thinking about what are some weaknesses you see in the perspectives. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? And then I want you to start trying to formulate maybe your own perspective, maybe that elaborates on one of them or a couple of them put together. So for perspective 1, it says, overpopulation is one of the most serious environmental issues humans face. Our increasing numbers are causing a myriad of problems, which is just a lot of problems, from loss of fresh water to extinction of species to lowered life expectancy in developed countries. Okay, so this is mostly about environmental issues, and you guys can see that there, okay? Perspective 2. The number of people on Earth is not a problem. We only have 7.5 billion, while scientists predict our planet can support up to 10 billion. The real problem is the unequal distribution of resources. A more equitable use of water, land, food, and fuel would eliminate many of the problems we currently face. So this is saying it's not a problem, but we do need to focus on the unequal distribution of resources. What resources? Water, land, food, and fuel. Okay, perspective 3. Though our population numbers are higher than they've ever been, this is not a cause for alarm. Our growth rate is already beginning to slow. As we approach critical mass, that decrease in rate will continue until we're at replacement levels of reproduction, allowing the human race to continue without drastically increasing the overall numbers. So, the growth rate is slowing down. Okay, so population numbers are high, but we shouldn't be worried. And ultimately, once we get to a high enough level, that decrease is going to continue, like we're going to be stagnant. That sounds like carrying capacity if you remember us talking about that for ecology. Okay, You need to write an essay. You need to look at the perspectives. And in your essay, you need to analyze the perspectives, state and develop your own perspective, explain the relationship between your perspective and the ones we gave you. So you can't just repeat the perspectives. That's not the point. We want you to develop your own. Make an organized essay and communicate your ideas effectively in standard written English. So here are some ways to get you started. If you want to work through this, work through this. What are strengths and weaknesses of the three perspectives provided? Here's some key points that you can look at. How can you apply your own experience, knowledge, and values? This is going to help formulate your perspective or your thesis, which can go in this box. And you guys can work through this box to help you decide what you're going to write about. You're going to write a minimum of four paragraph essay. You need grammar, spelling, and punctuation intact. And you're going to be doing this in a school quiz that's timed in 40-minute blocks. And you need to be doing your essay map before you get access to the quiz. You will not be given an attempt on the quiz without an essay map submission. Okay? We also supplied the rubric down here so that you can see what we're looking for. So I've read to you the prompt. I read you what you're going to be writing about. So now we can go back. You guys are welcome to spend as much time in this as you want. Look at the perspectives. Come up with your own perspective. I think that would be super beneficial. Then you're going to go to the essay map. And we collected this as an assignment, so you might want to work on it. Here you can download it as a Word document, or here you can open it in Google Drive. Okay, there's your Google Drive assignment. Here we go. Complete each bullet point with the details you plan to write about. We need to see details. This means that this should be filled out pretty extensively, okay? Identify why the question posed in the prompt is important. What's the question? Is overpopulation a problem? Yes or no? And why or why not? Present your perspective. What do you think? State your thesis. This is what I'm going to write about. Body paragraph 1, 2, and 3 all have the same components. Transition word or phrase. I'd first like to begin by, that's a transition phrase. Next, I'd like to focus on, lastly. Okay, those are examples of transition words and phrases. The topics are given to you. So if you're like, I don't know what to write about, well, guess what? It's right there. Your first body paragraph is examining and assessing the perspectives that were given to you. What were the weaknesses? What were the strengths? The topic for the second body paragraph, declare and explain your own perspective. These are your ideas. You should not be repeating anything from the perspectives that were given to you. You should be just talking about your opinion, you guys. You got to have your own thoughts in here. Last paragraph, discuss the relationship between your perspective and those given by the ACT. So their perspectives, your perspectives, and then how do they relate to each other? The tie-in or example, this is real-world experience, okay? Real-world experience, real-world application. And then your wrap-up. This, you can say, this is my point into why these perspectives, 1, 2, or 3 is wrong, and why number 2 is right, or whatever. You're kind of closing up that paragraph and ready to move on to the next one. For your conclusion, use another transition. In conclusion is the transition you can use. Recap your discussion. What did you talk about in this essay? Well, you can come back to these topics and just kind of sum them up in one sentence each. Restate what your perspective is, and then provide a final thought. What's your final thought? Overall, is overpopulation a problem or not? Do we need to do something about it or not? And kind of close it on up. There's your essay map. Turn that in for points. Once your essay map is done, which because I'm in a student view here, I can't see it, I'll switch over and show you. Once your essay map is done, you'll notice if you go back, once you've submitted it to the Dropbox, if you go back to the ACT right, you'll see this come up. It says population growth timed right. If you click on it, it'll take you to the quiz that you can take. I can't show you in student view right now. But if you look at your essay map, you should be able to take all of the work that you did from your essay map to construct your essay. That's the whole point of doing the map, is so that you don't have to sit there for 40 minutes and free write with nothing planned, nothing prepared. So please take the time to do this, you guys. You don't have to have any quotes. You don't have to look at outside sources. This whole essay is just wanting your ideas. What do you think about this topic? Okay. Remember, the end of the quarter is Friday, October 11th, and the Dropbox for this assignment is going to close at 3:30 p.m. So we want to make sure that you get this done. I hope this video helps you. And if you have any questions and you're just not sure, you're stuck, whatever it may be, please reach out to us and don't wait. Thanks, guys.